Hello Aquarius, welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a timeless reading, which means whenever you happen to be watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing. And remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's a Seven of Wands. We'll put that into some context with our Dove and Serpent spread. And yes, I am trying to talk a little bit quieter today. I've been kind of losing my voice on and off the last few days, and so I'm trying to make it through these readings and save my voice a little bit, okay? If there's anything that you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Now we're finishing up with the path of the serpent here. I think you're going to be finding a lot of clarity right now in your life. I think there are a lot of things going on that you are looking for solutions to. You know what I mean? Let's do our mystery card. And for that, we're going to do Rider-Waite-Smith. Got to show some love to Pamela Coleman Smith. And we're going to do one card from this deck. We're not going to look at it until the very end. Frog is going to take care of it. And at the end of the reading, we'll see if that might tie everything together or give us the confirmation that we need. All right. So Aquarius, let's get into it. We've got a major arcana here and a major arcana here. We've got a couple of court cards. We've got some earth, some fire, some air, some water, some fire, and then the air and the earth court card. I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good mix. Very balanced, I think. I think what we kind of see is problem and solution, right? And I think that's perfect. I think that's, some days that's all we can really ask for, right? Is to just, I mean, that seems like a lot sometimes, right? Just getting a kind of clarity, getting a little bit of peace, seeing things for what they really are, or maybe understanding what the way forward even is, right? I don't need everything to be perfect right now, but at least show me the way to make progress, right? The way to move forward. And I like, not to kind of get off track, I like that we have the universe or world card in the immediate future, in the way forward, right? Because this is kind of showing that, look, the path opens up to you. The world opens up to you, right? Things may feel a little closed off right now. Here's the Seven of Wands. You're someone who never really backs down from a challenge. I know that about you. You may be someone who would run into a burning building to rescue someone's pets, right? To rescue someone's plants, to rescue people, well, of course, right? But I think you go even further with that you're someone who almost likes the challenge. You almost kind of thrive in that excitement, in that kind of, in the danger zone, you know? I think it's kind of who you are. I wouldn't be surprised if you're in some kind of search and rescue, maybe some kind of law enforcement, military. If you are, thank you for your service. I feel like you're someone who likes that excitement. You may be in the healthcare field. You may enjoy the emergency medicine, right? Either in the ED or in a paramedic, EMT. I was an EMT for a little while, and what I learned in my short stint as an EMT is that it's 99% waiting around. But then when you start getting calls, when things start to hit, it's like that. I mean, it's one after the other. It is racing from this side of town to that side of town. It seems like once it hits, it doesn't stop. You could go 11 hours with nothing, but in your last hour, 10 calls, all code 3s, you know, complete emergencies. I think that's why you do it, because you like that excitement. And with the Seven of Wands here, this is showing that there's an element of healing involved. Healing or helping. either, if it's law enforcement, I feel like you love the excitement, but you love that feeling of making a difference, of helping like the underdog, right? Of defending. It's almost like a defending someone kind of thing, I feel like that's your vibe. And you may not be in either of those career or life fields. But I think right now you have that energy about you. The energy of wanting to be right in the middle of it, right in the mix. And you have this element of defending or helping people. Okay? But I think there's some confusion right now about which direction to go, about where your services are needed, where you should be right now. 5 of Swords. There's a little bit of confusion, a little bit of mental stress about it. It could be that you've been doing this work for a long time and you're starting to kind of question it. You may be questioning what the meaning of it is. Is this really where I'm supposed to be? Is this my purpose? Do you still enjoy it the way you used to? I don't think that's the question. I think the question is more about, is this something that is this a practical thing for me? Is this going to be the best thing for my life, for my family, for my future? And so it's not that you don't feel connected to the work that you do any longer, but I think you're starting to wonder if there's maybe a more practical choice. If being in the burning building all day, and if you are, sincerely, thank you for your service. But if you are in the fire, as your work, we could be speaking metaphorically, okay? Maybe you're retired. Maybe you're in a different area of your life or different phase of things. But it's the general energy that I feel, okay? So we're using the metaphor of having a career that is high intensity, right? But you could be thinking, is that going to be the best thing for my future, for my family, to be right here in the fire all day long? Maybe there are people around you that are asking you to do something different, asking you to live a life that might be less dangerous, less risky, less sacrificing yourself for this defense, for helping other people. It could be that your own body is kind of saying, look, it's time to maybe give it a rest, to try something different, to shift into a less active, a less strenuous role, because the 7 of Wands sometimes is showing that we're starting to wear out a little bit. We're starting to get a little bit of the back pain. We're starting to get some joints that are inflamed. I think this could literally be talking about some kind of arthritis, some kind of, the rotator cuff, right? Some joint issues. And I think that it may be a combination of all of these things, but it's kind of got your mind spinning a little bit. You're thinking, maybe I should be doing something else. Is it time? Well, the universe or world card, this is about time. This is the universe or the world, which is kind of how we measure time. This card rules the planet Saturn, which is, kind of by a stretch, it's Chronos, it's time. So I wonder if it is time. Down beneath everything, we see another 5. 5 of discs. This could be the uncertainty that you're experiencing, right? These two go together, right? The mental stress that's kind of caused by this physical stress, physical uncertainty, maybe the work that you're doing, the path that you're on now, could be isn't really paying the bills, It's not creating the solid foundation that you need in your life right now. It could be that your physical health and well-being is starting to get a little bit uncertain. It's not as, not as tight as it used to be. Things are starting to kind of wear out a little bit, like I said. So there's uncertainty in the physical realm. Could be financial, could be physical, could be domestic, could be just this idea that there is a better choice, a more practical thing that you could be doing right now. So I kind of feel like there's a choice that you want to know if you should be making a choice, right? You want to know if there's a choice out there for you to look at and to consider. Because right now we don't see any cards about choice. We see cards about clarity. We don't see any decisions being made. We see perhaps decisions or options being considered. Right? But at the top of the path of the dove, we've got the Princess of Swords. You're resisting it. You don't want to change. You don't want to do something different. I think you like where you're at now. You like this Seven of Wands. You like this activity. You like the work that you do. And you're trying to fight off this kind of nagging voice in your head that just says, maybe it's time to do something else. Maybe we could do more of a desk job. I know that's like forbidden to even speak that. That's sacrilegious. But it could be. It could be that we need to maybe split our time up a little bit differently. Maybe do some of the work inside. You can still go out and fight the fires. And if you're literally doing that, again, thank you for your service. We could spend the rest of the time inside. Air conditioning, sitting down in a chair, get that lumbar support. I need a new chair, by the way. This chair squeaks. This chair that I'm sitting in, it's about probably 50 years old. I'm serious. So it's okay to reach a point in our lives where we got to start taking care of ourselves a little bit more. Even though your ego, this Princess of Swords, is kind of like the ego, kind of being a little bit childish, that's safe to say. Doesn't want to hear it, doesn't want to listen, saying, no, not even gonna consider that. But I think you will consider it. I think you are considering it. Because we have down here, the evolution of this situation is this Justice or Adjustment card. Okay, it's karma. This is the effects of our actions, the results of our decisions. But it's hard to get there because, for one thing, because of this Princess of Discs, because of the way that this lifestyle, career, this work, this energy, this fire energy right here in the middle, because we forget that is fire energy. The Seven of Wands, that's the fire. That's where you like to be. We have all of this. We have earth, we have air. Everything's kind of opposed to that fire. Every angle is just like influencing it. These are all the factors dealing with this fire or challenging the fire, questioning the fire. The fire has really worked for you, though. Princess of Discs. It's been, I think, a really fun ride for you. I think this is where you've really thrived. You've created a real success in your life with this fire energy. It's really worked for you. It's really been paying off. But maybe now we're reaching a point where the rewards are starting to slow down. The positive aspects are slowly getting less and less, and the negative is kind of increasing, right? It's kind of getting a little bit out of proportion. So now we've got the Five of Swords, right? But it's hard not to remember the past success and all of this abundance and joy and the rewards and the fruitfulness of what we've been doing, the way we've been doing it, it's easy to just remember this time and just, I mean, it was real sweet. But it's not so much like that now. Now, it's a little bit like the 5 of discs, right? Maybe the potential is still there, but the way things are right now, the way you feel right now, the way, physically, the way you feel, right, might not really be pointing at the wonderful rewards and the fruitfulness of this princess, because it feels like things are shifting. There's this uncertainty, things are changing, starting to worry a little bit. It's becoming stressful, physically and mentally, not knowing what the future is. This world or universe card, it does represent time, it does represent the future, but it's not well defined. This is open-ended. This is infinite space. We haven't created the boundaries around it so we know what we're looking at. This is wide open. This is infinite space, infinite possibilities. We need to narrow it down, right? So this is the future, but the future is not well defined yet. We need some clarity. First step to the clarity is the Justice or Adjustment card. Again, this is karma. This is the results of our actions, the effects of our decisions. This is what results from the actions that we take or don't take. This is you weighing the options. This is you realizing that things are just not in that sweet spot of harmony right now. Right? The pros and cons are starting to kind of dip a little bit down in the negative. The pleasure and joy and the excitement and the rewards that you had felt doing this kind of work or living this kind of life or whatever this is exactly, they're not really there right now as much as they used to be. It's becoming one-sided. So now, as much as your ego, Princess of Swords, may be fighting this off, trying to ignore it, deny it, rejecting it, really within, you know that you have to weigh the options here. You've got to consider all of the factors. You have to do what is going to be the best for yourself, for your life, for your family, for your pets, your plants, and your people. You know, for the life that is around you, for the life with which your life is intimately entwined. Okay? And that brings us to the first water element that we see here. All of it's been air, fire, the earth, this, now we've got some water. Now you're starting to get a little bit emotional about it, I think. This is the idea that if you were to concede and make some changes, shift, pivot, whatever we're talking about here exactly, if you were to do this, it's okay. This is you realizing that it doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't make you weak, right? In fact, it makes you strong. It shows that you have 4 of Cups. You have stability, right? It may be a sad, sad day when you have to, hang up the fire hat or something. Hang up the stethoscope. But it's kind of bittersweet. You should be proud and grateful of what you've already done, what you've accomplished, the life that you've had. There's going to be a tinge of sadness, sure. But this is the recognizing that great things are still in store for you. That doesn't mean just because you're not able to do this exactly right now, doesn't mean that you're not going to have the same kind of joy and pleasure and rewards and satisfaction and fruitfulness that we had in the past with the Princess of Discs. So this is the energy around you, okay? If right now you're considering things, you're weighing the options, you're judging things, that's your energy. The energy around you is Four of Cups. This is love and support from the people around you, your pets, your plants, your people. The lives with which your life is intimately entangled. Those energies, those lives, support you. They want you. They want the best of you. They want you to be healthy and happy and safe and secure and stable. They want you around for a long, long time. So this is kind of a bittersweet, right? There's some happiness, there's some sadness. But what we don't want is for this Four of Cups to remain stagnant. We don't want to just kind of be so stuck in between the joy and the sorrow that we can't take an action. You know, we feel so happy that, yeah, maybe I'll go do it. We feel so sad. No, I don't want to leave. I want to stay doing this. So then we end up in this kind of in-between limbo where we're not able to make a decision. But just know that whatever decision you make, it's not going to show any weakness. It's okay for you to allow yourself to make these changes. And the people around you are very supportive, and they only want what's best for you. Okay? Now, the very next card. We're talking about the Four of Cups being not weakness, right? In fact, it is strength. Nine of Wands, keyword here is strength. And this strength comes from knowing yourself, right? It's not strength that just denies the truth, denies how you feel, denies the reality, and just acts in spite of knowledge and awareness. That's not strength. This is the strength that comes from being able to admit to yourself the reality of things. You know, I'm not 18 years old anymore. Or this energy isn't working for us anymore. Whatever the situation is, now this doesn't have to be your career, okay? It's anything. We find strength within, knowing that we're doing the right thing, coming to terms, being at peace with who we are on the inside, right? Being in tune with ourselves, with our emotions, with our spirit, with our soul. You know, admitting that we feel sad about this. You know, admitting that, yes, it maybe makes me feel a little weak that I can't do this quite the same as I used to. But it's from that ability to see ourselves for who we really are and the shape that we're really in, to be really honest with ourselves, creates an inner strength. And this is the resolve that you need to push through to the next adventure, right? You don't have to change your energy. You don't have to completely give up the work that you do, the fire. You don't have to give up your passion, your interests, the work. We just may need to shift it around a little bit, right? So this is you in the fire still, but a fire now that is working, that is harmonious, that is building you up into the strongest you can be. Not in the fire that we're currently in that is kind of weakening us, you know? This is fire that we're just, the longer we're here, we're getting burned slowly, you know? This is the fire now that we're doing, the energy that we're in, the work that we're in, that is strengthening us, right? We're getting stronger now, being in this kind of fire. So you don't have to change your life. You don't have to change the work that you do. We just need to shift things around a little bit so that we go from something that is slowly causing harm, I guess, to something that is strengthening us and building us up. right? And then now the final card is more water energy, and this is the Seven of Cups. This is you, the number 7 is a fiery number, okay? And the fire of this water, this is using this new strength, this kind of realization that, look, I don't have to give up who I am. It's the 9 of Wands, the fire here with the 9. This is the fire that's going to burn away all of this kind of emotional residue, all of this really toxic kind of feeling, the kind of toxic, the toxic water that we're consuming about this. This is where this is like the muddy water, right? That finally settles and we can see clearly, right? This is getting rid of all the this is filtering the water, right? We're almost, with this fire, we're distilling this water. Getting rid of all of these toxic ideas, and we can see clearly now, right? And that, I think, is really giving you, we said at the beginning that this was going to be about clarity. And I think with this fire energy, I think by the end of this reading now, we've realized that, hey, we can have clarity. We can see what this is really about, and we can see the best way forward. We can see into this infinite future now. Because we've gotten rid of all these toxic ideas. We've gotten rid of any of the kind of anxiety, the worry, the sorrow and sadness, right? The feeling of failure or weakness. We can see the way now. Okay? We no longer have to resist this shifting or transforming of the fire energy, right? From weakness to strength. We don't have to fight against that now because now we can see it. We have clear perception, emotional too, clear awareness of how we feel and what we really need. Maybe we would be very saddened, very sorrowful if we had to give up this fire energy. But we don't have to give it up. We have to allow it to transform. So there is an emotional clarity that you know that you wouldn't be able to live if you didn't have this fire energy. Life just wouldn't be the same for you. So emotionally, you know that you can't give it up. But you have the clarity of vision, the clarity of emotion now to see what the future is going to be like and how you can transform this energy into something that is going to be even more rewarding and more fulfilling than it was in the past. This Princess of Discs is still there. We just have to transform some of this energy. I wonder if this is going to be some more earth energy. The frog did not tell me what it was going to be, but I would love this to be a page of pentacles or any kind of earth energy. I think would be lovely right now. Let's find out. No, it is the Justice or Adjustment card. It's this card again. It's this one again. So I wonder why we're getting this card a second time. It could be that now we have this clarity of vision, this clarity of feeling. Right? We're seeing through to the future now. Now we need to go back and reassess. Maybe now we need to go back and weigh the options again. Right? Let's take a second look at this thing. Right? Maybe we should pack up these cards. I'll shuffle them. I'll deal out 11 more. And we'll try again. Right? It might take another half an hour, but maybe we'll save that for next time. Okay. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, Aquarius, please click on the link right here. I apologize for my voice. This was your timeless reading, which means whenever you're watching this, it's the right time. I hope you'll leave a comment. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading is resonating with you. I want to thank you for being here and thank you for letting me read for you.